A book that is not safe for work is being sold at the antique store owned by American Pickers star Frank Fritz in Illinois, which is seeing a decline in sales in comparison to the business owned by his co-star Mike Wolfe. Frank Fritz Finds is a shop in Savannah, Illinois, owned by Frank Fritz, who is 60 years old. He offers antiques, ranging from vintage signs to knickknacks. The United States Sun is able to expose in an exclusive manner that Frank is selling a book titled Is Salami and Eggs Better Than Sex?, which was written by Alan King and Mimi Sheraton. And first publication of the antique discovery was made in the year 1985. The book is one of the most recent additions to the shop, which is now experiencing a lot of difficulty. Racy in DA store. Former co-star and friend of Frank's, Mike, who is 60 years old, operates antique archaeology in La Claire, Iowa, which is around 45 miles distant from each other. It was previously stated by the United States Sun that Mike's antique business in Iowa is consistently overwhelmed with customers, but Frank's shop is not seeing the same level of client traffic. Michael constantly has people coming in and out of his business, according to a consumer who spoke to the United States Sun. There are a lot of people that watch the program and then go out and purchase stuff based on the selections that they see. The United States Sun was able to collect photographs that showed consumers perusing antiques and waiting in queue to buy the goods they were interested in purchasing. When it comes to Frank's business, which is situated in 2 rear rooms of a bar restaurant, there is not a single client seen in the photographs. The source of the information said, Frank's store is visited by customers on occasion. It is not even close to being as busy as Mike's. The annual market. In the past, the United States Sun published an article on the yearly sales of Frank Fritz Finds. Experian's business valuation study for Frank Fritz Finds indicates that the company's annual revenues are expected to be under $25,000, according to the study. Having a business credit score of 27, the organization is considered to be of medium risk. With regard to the financial stability risk ratings, the store was given a rating of 4 out of 5, which indicates that it has a medium-high risk. According to the research, this indicates that there is a 10% potential risk of severe financial distress within the next 12 months. According to reports, the yearly sales of antique archaeology in Iowa are projected to be above $62,000. Credit score of the firm is 23, which indicates that it is a medium-high risk. The following is an excerpt from the report that describes the score. This score predicts the likelihood of serious credit delinquencies within the previous 12 months. In terms of the ratings for the risk of financial instability, antique archaeology was given a rating of 3 out of 5, which is considered to be a medium risk. It is stated in the report that this rating forecasts the likelihood of payment default and or bankruptcy within the next 12 months. At the time, a representative for Frank and Mike did not reply to a request for comment that was made by the United States Sun. Francie's right to conservation. Since having a stroke in July of 2022, Frank has not been making as much of an effort to be active in the company. On August 18, his close friends submitted a request for an immediate appointment of a temporary guardian and conservator for the celebrity, stating that his decision-making capacity is so impaired. According to the conservatorship paperwork that the United States Sun was able to get exclusively, there are plans to renovate the business. The following is an excerpt from the initial plan that was submitted by the conservator Midwestone Bank. Mr. Fritz is a well-known collector and has numerous outbuildings full of valuable collections. It is the intention of the conservator to keep those goods mainly in their current state, with the exception of refilling Mr. Fritz's antique shop in Savannah, Illinois, if and when it is required. The conservator has not yet conducted an inventory of those items. According to the conservator, there is optimism that Frank will be able to take part in the selection and price of things, just like he did in the past. Frank right now. After the stroke, which left the right half of his body paralyzed, Frank is now walking again, according to a source who had previously informed the United States Sun. Because he still has a long way to go before he is fully recovered, he continues to reside in an assisted living home so that he may get assistance with his physical therapy. Because Frank lost his linguistic and mobility abilities, that is where he has remained. According to a source, he is still residing at a facility that provides assisted living. Despite the fact that Frank got his verbal back, the source proceeded to assert that the star has had a difficult time working on his mobility. It has been incredibly challenging for him to find the drive to perform. According to the source, he was able to find the drive to speak, but when it came to the physical treatment, he's not really there yet. A second person who is close to Frank's loved ones said that he is recovering at his own time and is not rushing through the process. According to the second source knowledgeable with the situation, he has been working really hard to not overdo himself and stress himself out and to honor his health. In no way is he attempting to prove something to himself or going beyond what is reasonable. Respecting what ought to be right now is what he is doing. It is only now that he is receiving physical therapy at the nursing home. I have faith that he will recover. I am certain that he will. The United States Sun is able to report that it does not seem that Frank is residing at his Davenport, Iowa farmhouse on a full-time basis. The American decisions. On American Pickers, Frank had his most recent appearance in March of 2020. After taking a sabbatical from the program to have back surgery, he ran into a disagreement with his long-standing co-star Mike, which caused him to leave the show. Robbie, Mike's brother, participated in the show in lieu of Frank so that he could be with Danielle Colby. In spite of their discord, the two were able to make amends during the Memorial Day weekend of 2023 and continue to communicate with one another to this day.